Anytime a young person or a teenager loses their life, it's tragic. It's absolutely devastating. But when it's a case of a person losing their life for absolutely no reason, then that just makes the pain tenfold. So please remember the name Jack Woodley. He was an 18-year-old teenager that had just entered adulthood, and his life was cruelly taken away because a group of teenagers that ranged from as young as 14 years old to 17 years old punched, kicked, stomped and pounced on him as he left the funfair in Houghton-le-Spring, Tyne and Wear on October 16th, 2021 by, again, a group of idiot kids. Jack Woodley had gone to the funfair with a group of friends and his girlfriend. Now, during the adventure, Jack had seen two girls fight over a boy, something to do about a kiss, and Jack asked a stranger what was all that about. Now, the conversation between Jack and the stranger would set the tone as to what would happen later. So Jack and this stranger laughed about the situation, and then they went their own way. That was that, but what Jack didn't know was the stranger would be linked to his murder. After that brief conversation, rumours started to spread like wildfire. People started saying that Jack could beat up the defendants, or Jack was going to fight them, or Jack was looking for them. But Jack didn't know these people. Again, they were strangers, but people said that Jack and his friends were armed, which was another lie. Now, during the course of the night at the funfair, one of the defendants offered Jack a fight one-on-one. Jack walked away, which was the right thing to do. After all, why are you going to fight someone you don't know, and to prove what point? As we said, Jack done the right thing. He walked away from a volatile situation, and that's when he decided to leave. So Jack and his friends had left. They started walking down the city centre, but they were followed by the defendants and a group of 30-odd people. Now, as Jack approached the Britannia Hotel, a 16-year-old boy then ran upon Jack from behind and punched Jack Woodley in the head. Other members of the 30-strong mob separated Jack from his friends while Jack was punched, kicked and stomped on. All Jack could do was curl up in a fetal position and wait for the attack to be over. Blow after blow after blow rained down on Jack. And during the court case, witnesses came forward to testify, and they described how Jack could not defend himself, and how the 10 defendants were looking for a fight. A 15-year-old boy admitted being armed with a knife, and another boy admitted that he had a knuckle duster. A witness also said that Jack had a look of absolute terror in his eyes. He was frightened, afraid, and crying, and of course hurt. Now more boys covered their faces with their hoods and then joined in the attack also. And then a 15-year-old boy pulled out his Rambo-style knife and then stabbed Jack in the back. That same 15-year-old boy then ran off while a group of 9 people continued to beat Jack up. He was dying in the street in plain view of people, and they continued to attack the 18-year-old. The whole attack lasted for a little over 80 seconds. Now Jack managed to crawl to a side street by a pub after the attack, and a group of pub drinkers found Jack and attempted first aid, but Jack was unconscious and he never regained consciousness again. Now when the 15-year-old boy took to the stand and was asked why he stabbed Jack Woodley, his reply was, "I can't remember." The prosecutor then asked, "Was you angry?" The boy replied, "I must have been if I used a knife, but I never intended to kill him. It was more so to make people afraid." The prosecutor then asked, did he know Jack or his friends? And the boy replied, "No, I didn't." Effectively, Jack Woodley was treated like prey by a gang of 10 people who were out looking for trouble. They didn't care if it was Jack or someone else. They intended to cause another human being serious harm. Jack was probably targeted because he refused a one-on-one fight, because Jack was sensible, but these vermin took it for weakness and used it as fuel to do whatever they liked. In a trial that lasted 78 days, the jury returned murder verdicts for all the males at Newcastle Crown Court on Wednesday, 1st of June. Now the 10 defendants, who are still teenagers and could not be named for legal reasons, had all been charged with murder, as I said. And you know what? Good riddance to them. Condolences to Jack Woodley's family. Stay safe. Safe.